Hey guys, how's it going? It's Clarissa here with That Dumb Movie Show, and I wanted to talk to you guys about a really fantastic movie that I saw called Personal Shopper by Olivier Assayas, which you might know as the film in which Kristen Stewart gets texts from a ghost. And also she's a personal shopper. In Personal Shopper. I was so excited about this movie because I loved Assayas' last film, Clouds of Sils Maria, which also happened to star Kristen Stewart. I just think his sense of dialogue has the perfect level of naturalism for her as an actress, and I know that she can be pretty divisive with people, but I love Kristen Stewart. I love her so much. I just think, her grasp of realism is so strong in comparison to what most actors are doing at the moment. And yeah, she does have some really strong ticks in her performances, but I think that's because her approach is less about trying to actively become somebody else and more about letting other situations and mentalities enter into her own personality. Okay, so I know that the main focus of discussion with this film really should be about, the digital world and human connection and how that's all become very frayed and falsified. And, and it's all wrapped up in this ghostly parable about Kristen Stewart trying to make contact with her dead brother. But, I don't know, that didn't really interest me so much. I personally feel like we tend to obsess a little too much with that. I feel like it's all very connected with that deeply held fear of technological progression, and it's been something that we've been doing since the invention of electricity. Like, the story of Frankenstein all came out of fears connected with the very early experimentations with electricity, and so I don't know, I'm not saying that those stories aren't legitimate and shouldn't be told, but just in terms of my own perspective, it's never been a viewpoint that has particularly excited me. And Personal Shopper appealed to me far more as just like a straight ghost story, or at least like a modernized telling of that very classic, almost gothic type of ghost story, which is something that I did not realize before seeing this film. And that is how scared I would be. It's very scared. Which, I don't want to hype you guys up too much because it was scary in the way that I find things scary, which is the more kind of subtle, suggestive approach, which is maybe what I found to be the more kind of gothic aspect of it. Those stories where it's more about building atmosphere and more about the ghosts just not quite knowing what the ghosts want with you or what their agenda is. Just to compare, like, one of my favorite horror films of all time is The Others, and I think that almost has a similar approach to Personal Shopper. Like, all the most frightening moments in this movie are when she's receiving texts from her maybe dead brother, maybe not dead brother, and she's getting the little ... on her iPhone, which is anxiety inducing enough when it's not a ghost that is texting you. And so I think that little ... is actually a great sort of version of the gothic trope of the unknown terror and like the unknown motivation. And this film does an incredible job of keeping up that sense of questioning dread right up until the very end, because like by the end of this film things are resolved, but they're also horribly unresolved, and I absolutely loved that. So yeah, I definitely recommend Personal Shopper if you're into that kind of storytelling. I mean, it's a modern ghost story and it's also an incredibly old-fashioned one at the same time, and I think that's what makes it feel so different and so special, and yeah, definitely worth a watch. But if you've had a chance to see Personal Shopper, I would love to know what you guys thought. You can let me know down in the comments below, or you can hit me up on Twitter, details down in that description box. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so we can hang out and talk about movies. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!